Ken, you fell just short, but I'm guessing you're pretty pleased with the effort.
Yeah, look, we lost. I don't like that. So we had a real go at the game, though. There's no doubt about that. And, you know, with the toughest test perhaps in footy, as everyone's talking about through the week, was to come up here and play Sydney on their patch and take them on. And I thought we had at least have a real go at that. And I was proud of the boys for the way they went about it.
So what was the difference in the end?
4 points. Really close game, obviously, and it could have went either way probably by the end. They missed their chances early, and we missed our chances a bit late probably. But you know, that's, you know, two good sides playing good game of footy, I would have thought, and everyone would have been reasonably pleased with the standard of football that was played out there.
Buddy's pretty unique talent and pretty hard to keep quiet for a whole game.
I think that's why you pay him $1 million. You know, that's what they've done. They've got players up here that are incredibly highly skilled and talented and can do some unbelievable things, and you know, it's no secret that he makes you a better team. And you know, credit where credit's due. He probably single-handedly in the end kicked some really telling goals that I didn't think his direct opponent. I thought Bobby Carlisle played pretty well. There was just some stuff you couldn't stop. You know, you don't control those sorts of kicks sometimes, and you know, credit to him.
You've seen that kind of stuff before. I mean, what Franklin did in the last quarter, some of those goals, I mean, 70-metre goals, 50-metre bombs.
Yeah, they're hard to stop. I don't think you can plan for them ones. I think you've just got to do your absolute best to keep it in a contest as best you possibly can, and you know, and hopefully get some team support. And as was happening a little bit early, Buddy missed a few. So you know, when he gets on though, he can stay on, and that's what he did.
Reckon Gary Ablett could have done that? Sorry? Reckon Gary Ablett could have done that 20 years ago, that sort of stuff?
No, I know he could have, but 20 years ago doesn't help me today.
Do you feel like it was a game that third and fourth quarter? It seemed like you guys were running the game out a bit better than the Swans. They seemed to hit a bit of a flat spot. Did you feel that in the box, or were you? Look,
I'm not sure if they hit a flat spot or not. They were right there and they won the game at the end of the day. So you know, we've said all the time that we're a hard running side, and we have to be. That's one of our key strengths, and we lived up to that again today in a tough game. And I've said it before, we're not always going to win, even though we're a hard running side. But we just know that's one of our key strengths, and we have to go with it. And you know, we play to that style. And to the boys' credit, in the last quarter, I think we've kicked 4-6 to 3-1 or something in the last quarter. So we really did dominate the last quarter, but we weren't able to get enough score in front, and that's because it's a 4-quarter game, and Sydney done enough for the 4 quarters.
Ken, what did you say to the players after the game?
Oh, I said that I was pleased with their performance, but we've got lots to learn. You know, and we're not a club that sits back and gets happy with a good performance. We need to get better, you know, and we know that, and we'll get another opportunity really soon to play Sydney, obviously, with the way the draw works out. So hopefully we'll learn a bit more for that, and we'll be better prepared to play them next time.
Even though you fell short, I mean, you must feel at least you've proven to yourself that you could compete with what you called, you know, one of the toughest trips there is.
Yeah, we don't have to prove to ourselves. We know we're okay as far as continuing to work really hard and do our absolute best. That's okay. There's other people that sometimes are looking for proof. We know that we've got to keep going to work and keep working hard, because we know our best stacks up really well. Doesn't mean we're going to win all the time, but it just stacks up really well.
Impressive how quickly they stopped the bleeding midway through the first quarter, because it looked like the Swans were going to bulldoze you like they've been able to do to quite a few other teams this season.
Look, they may have still been able to if they had kicked a bit straighter. They may have put a bit of a gap in, so I don't know. But yeah, I think we were really solid after quarter time, and you know, we were able to get ourselves back in the contest, which was a pretty even contest after that. And you know, we just gradually clawed our way back to nearly get to the front.
So what do you think the lessons are, though, today? Is it just like that tiny little errors can hurt you so much in a game like this?
Funny thing, I talk about small things all the time to our football club and our football players, and that's exactly what happens. The good sides against high-quality sides, they consistently do the little things really well, and in some crucial moments, they get it right. You know, in some crucial moments today, we perhaps got it wrong, and you know, and to Sydney's credit, they made us pay.
It's hard to single one out, but the one that might get replayed a bit was where Kane Mitchell came in to Josh Kennedy and could have tackled him and bumped instead and bounced off, and Kennedy kicked a goal. What's the lesson there for him? Tackle
hard and make them stick.
Yeah,
that's what the lesson is. There's no, I don't make any bones about that. Kane should have effected a better tackle, and Kane knows that. You know, and he's been really good for us. So that's, you know, it's just the fact. But you know, one tackle. There's plenty of opportunities in a game. There's plenty of mistakes in a game. We don't want to single anything out onto one player. That was just. Let's not forget the size of the bloke that he's trying to tackle too. He's a pretty powerful big fella, and you know, he's had some really good football this year. Kane Mitchell won't be the first bloke he runs over the top of.
Does it feel like a big win for your midfield today, given the quality of the Swans, to be able to sort of come out with the numbers that you did?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it doesn't feel like a big win. we lost the game. So I suppose that's on a pretty hard mark. I suppose I think we needed to get better, and I'm happy that we're actually able to play some really strong football for parts of the game, no doubt about that, and we're able to take it right up to Sydney and at times probably, control the game, but we just didn't do it for long enough.
Do you know how, early obviously, but do you know how Hamish is?
It's our 5th rolled ankle, I reckon, in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. We just have the ability to roll an ankle, and and what I've seen in the past, it would suggest he probably won't play next week, because we've had Travis and Whitey miss, we've had Gus miss, we've had Polly miss last week. So I assume that will mean Hamish will miss next week, but I'm not going to sit here and say he's going to be definitely out. I'll give him a chance to come up, but from what I've seen so far in the last month, he'll miss.
And Pollock, you expect back maybe next week?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, but again, their ankles, Travis played, Whitey played after 1 week. Will Jared play after 1 week? I don't know. Let's wait and see where we get through. We're pretty honest about that stuff. We don't hide from it. We just say that, yeah, he's going to play, or no, he's not. If you ask me right now, looking at him on Thursday, I'd say probably in doubt to play next week, but they do recover pretty quick when their ankles go down.
So is Hamish the only one at this stage, injury-wise, that you're aware of?
Out of the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hamish is the only one out of the game, out of today's game. That was obviously, and he stayed out there for a bit for us, which allowed to get a bit more time, but him going out allowed Young to come into the game. I thought influenced the game a bit too.
There was a tweet just then that I read from Daniel Rich that said a bit of a taste of finals footy in June, watching your game today. That's sort of what it felt like to you as well?
Yeah, it felt like a tough game of footy. That's what finals football's about, I suppose. But for the quality of the contest today, I would have thought it was a pretty strong, hard contest, which said that there was 2 pretty good sides going at it head to head, and in the end it was separated by a small margin, and that's probably what you expect in those sort of games.
Can it get any harder for you from here on in?
Yeah. Next week they all get hard. That's the trouble. It's everyone knows it and everyone sees it week in, week out, that you have to turn up each week and play well, and that's our challenge now. There's still, what have we played, 12 games now, so there's still 10 more games to go before we know where we finish, and that every week is really hard. We've got a reasonably solid draw to face up to in the run home, which will be good.
Can I just ask you about Angus Montfries in regards to the Asado investigation? Do you know anything in relation to him?
No, I've got no comment to make about it, because I've got nothing. It's a simple investigation for me. It's between the Essendon Football Club and Asado. It's nothing to do with us, and I've got no comment to make about it.
So you didn't speak to him about it at all during the week?
No comment to make about it.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.